Greetings, chemistry students. Welcome to lesson 1.8. Today we're going to talk about the different temperature scales. In science, for the most part, we use the Celsius scale and the Kelvin scale. Most of your thermometers in your science lab will read in Celsius degrees, but a lot of times when we do gas laws and other calculations, we do have to convert those to Celsius temperatures to Kelvin. The Fahrenheit scale is still used in science, but it is used more in the engineering field. Normal body temperatures in Fahrenheit, Celsius, and Kelvin. Normal body temperature in Fahrenheit is about 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. That converts to approximately 37 degrees Celsius. And if you want to know what your normal body temperature is in Kelvin, it's 310.2. So if you really want to panic your mother, call home and say, hey, my body temperature is, or my fever is 310.2. The Kelvin and Celsius scales are pretty easy to compare because their degree is the same. In order to convert from one to another, all you need to do is either add or subtract 273. In science, a lot of times we like to go ahead and make it more exact and add or subtract 273.15. Fahrenheit to Celsius is a little more difficult. The degree sizes and the 0 points are different, and so in the next few slides we're going to go through the derivation of the conversion formulas. So note, here are the boiling points. The boiling point of water in Fahrenheit is 212, Celsius 100, and then the freezing points, Fahrenheit 32 and Celsius 0. If you look at the difference between the boiling point and the freezing point in Fahrenheit, that difference is 180 Fahrenheit degrees, where the difference in boiling point and freezing point in Celsius is 100 degrees. So if you compare that ratio, you get 180 degrees Fahrenheit to 100 degrees Celsius, or if you reduce, you get 9/5. So if you've seen the temperature conversion formulas, you'll see 9/5 or 5/9 in those formulas, and that's where they get that from. So there's the formula to convert from Fahrenheit to Celsius. And then there's the formula to convert from Celsius to Fahrenheit. So once again, you'll want to make sure you jot those down. Okay. One interesting thing about the Celsius and Fahrenheit scales is the fact that negative 40 degrees Celsius is the same as negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit. And so we're going to go through and we're going to verify that that is true. So where are we going? We're trying to show that negative 40 degrees Celsius and negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit are equal. What do we know? We know the relationship between the Celsius and Fahrenheit scales. And so we used that formula to get there. So by using that formula, this is a Fahrenheit temperature. There's my Celsius temperature. Just plug it into that formula. Take it times 9/5. And then we add 32. And we come up with negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's try another one. Liquid nitrogen has a boiling point of 77 kelvins. What's that temperature in the Fahrenheit scale? So this is a two-step problem. First, you're going to have to go from Kelvin to Celsius and then convert to Fahrenheit. So we need to go from Kelvin to Fahrenheit. What do we know? We know the relationship, although it's a two-step process. And so first we're going to convert to the Celsius scale, so we just simply take the 77 we're given in the problem, subtract 273.15, and those 77 degrees Kelvin is equal to negative 196 degrees Celsius. We're going to convert that to the Fahrenheit scale, so again substituting in that formula, there's my Celsius temperature, negative 196 times 9/5 plus 32. Do this math, get that number. Add 32, and then I did end up with a decimal here, but because my original did not have a decimal, I went ahead and truncated, and I came up with negative 321 degrees Fahrenheit as my boiling point of liquid nitrogen. So here are a few problems for you to work on, and you'll notice when I click it's going to give you the answers, but I recommend that you write down these numbers and then go ahead and try to convert themselves, and maybe jot the answers off to the side of your paper and see if you get the same thing. And again, another set of problems. Again, jot the answers off to the side. Now on temperature conversions, I'm going to flip the slides back to one of the equations, and I'm going to show you or point out something where a lot of times students make errors. So let's flip back. Sorry, I apologize for going through this like this. There we go. So there is the the Fahrenheit to Celsius conversion. Notice that this is in parentheses, so this subtraction must be done before you take it times 5/9. In this one, there are no parentheses, and so you do not need it. By order of operations, this will give you the correct answer without doing the addition first. Okay, so once again, those parentheses in that one are important. This particular equation does not have parentheses. So anyway, that completes lesson 1.8, and let's do some practice problems and be ready for the next lesson.